Hi everyone, welcome to Ritardando YouTube channel page. This is Supreet CV and today we are on the 5th formal video in chess. In the video number 4 we studied about check and its puzzles and checkmate and puzzles and also how to get rid of this check. And today we are studying about the perpetual check. What do you mean by perpetual check and its puzzles in stalemate in castling. Castling may happen in two ways of like long castling or double castling, we say like that. So however, let's start with the perpetual check. So what do you mean by this perpetual check? Is nothing but check is being offered or defended by three continuous repetitions, and this is known as perpetual check, and this results in draw match. So anyways, let me show you practically now. In front of you have the empty board. Let me arrange the position now. And now here is the position. There are only three pieces. However, it's very easy for you to understand. It's your opponent piece is on d8 and your queen is on c6 square and your king is as usual like g1. Okay, this is the game, just processed game we say. And now you're coming to d6 and you're making your opponent king to check, and your king moves to the position, maybe say for example he moves to here, and now again you come back and give check. This is the first move happened now for the both, and now the king moves to back to the original position where he was being checked before. It's the second move of the black, and now we come back to the original position where you are giving check again. So this is second move completed now, and now again king moves to the same position to get rid of this check, and again you come back to this position and you give check. So now three moves completed, and it seems like okay, the game is nowhere moving. The game is moving nowhere, so this can be called as draw match. But now question is, you being having a queen here and one queen supporting, but why you want to make it as a draw? So the perpetual check is a silly trick offered by your opponent when he's in danger, when he's about almost in losing position. So do you think any good player can keep on giving you check like this, because he has already have a queen here and he brings his king so that he can checkmate him instead of making it the draw match. This is just an example for you to understand how this perpetual check works. Now let's solve some of the puzzles. Now maybe here the puzzle number 1, you can understand it more better. So look at this board now. So what's there in this? Even you can take time to understand wherever the positions and whose turn is, and where is white actually moving and whether black is moving. If you look at here, so this is H here, so H means you are playing from black. That's how you can understand. And one of your bishops is here, and your bishop is here in the E2 position, and your king is here. Now you see your opponent is more powerful than you in this game, and of course he can win against you at any time. See, because he has got a powerful queen here and 3 pawns here, and if pawns promoted, he's going to get another queen and now you're going to defend from your bishop, get away from checkmate. But now it's your turn, black. So you know that you're already in a losing position, but now in this case you can make a perpetual check and make the match as a draw. Somewhat this feels like not a sportsmanship, but you know this is still legal because this is a part of the game, so this we have to accept it. Let's say understand now. Your bishop from E2 position, if it comes to D1 position. If it comes to D1 position, it's a check now, okay? And do you find any other piece from white to defend this check? Because there is nothing like that, because pawns are not moving this side, because you're playing from black here, it's a H. And only move to skip this check is to come the king to on B5 here. And now again what happens? You bring your bishop again back to the E2. Now again you're making a check. Is there any other way? No. I said you king cannot move here, neither here, not here, because king is there. And again this is not possible because the same check will be there again from this bishop. The only move can be skipped to check is again you're going back for the A4. And now 2 moves completed by your white, and now again you're going back to this position D1, and now again check. In turn the king is again coming to this position, 2 moves completed, and again this just keeps on repeating because there is no other move that king can escape or it can get rid of check, so it's impossible. Now this match is considered as a draw match, though they have got a queen and powerful 3 pawns. Still the match is considered as a draw, and this is somewhat you're lucky in that. So this is known as perpetual check. This is a puzzle number 1, so I myself helped you to understand. Let's go for the puzzle number 2 and now solve by yourself. However, I'm going to help you to understand the position now. So this is quite a big puzzle, and this is quite, there are many pieces. It looks like the board is somewhat fleshy. Now we are in the white position. To understand the positions of you have a queen, rook, and knight and almost a pawn, and the opponent is queen, rook, and 3 pawns. Almost you say now like your opponent is same powerful than you what you have the pieces, but you see the opponent's king is in safer zone compared to your king, because your king is almost open, your queen can anytime come and give a check, and also your opponent's rook is almost open and can also have a pressure on your king. The king is not in a safer position compared to your opponent's king. So in this case it's better not to think about the winning thing or something, though you have a more powerful than your opponent. So it's better to make a perpetual check and get the result with a draw. So how do you make this? This is somewhat big, this may not happen immediately, so if you can take your time and understand it better well, and which is you're going to make a move so that it may end up in a draw, maybe not immediately but maybe after 1 or 2 moves. So take your time and find out the solution. Okay, after resuming this video I would like to help you now. Look at your knight here, and it's your white turn. I said you already. Suppose if you make a check here by moving your knight to f7, this is known as nf7, and now your opponent is on check, and so check can be avoided now only by moving the king, because there is no other piece from his team, from your opponent's team, to capture this knight. Hence why the only move the king has got is to move the king from h8 to g8. Now what happens, you cannot waste a move now, like bringing your knight here in so that you're trying to attack here, so that it will be a check for your king and it's mate almost, because your king cannot come here, because this is again this f column is being overpowered by rook. But this is quite late, because the time when you come here and that time your queen can come here and check here. And again the match continues moving here and again check here, so somewhat it looks like your king is in danger, because anytime rook can open its move here. So what you need to do is come back to this position, like I'm saying your 6th, that is n6. Now the king is again in check. This looks like very easy. Okay, your opponent's pawn can easily capture this, but what if your opponent's pawn capture this? Now the thing is, your rook can come here, it is check, and the king has got only place to move here or either here. Even suppose if he moves his king here, your queen can come either here or directly capturing his pawn, and it is checkmate here now. So now the king has not playing any place to get saved. Or if your king moves not this position, not this square, maybe this h8, you think is still it will be checkmate, because queen moving to this square, that is e5, and again the checkmate, because your king has only 2 squares to come to this position or this position, but this complete g file is overpowered by the rook, so this is again checkmate. So in this case, okay, if your opponent captures your knight, then you're lucky. Okay, he's going to be checkmated and he lost the game. But sometimes what happens, your opponent may be clever, he knows he has assumed the future moves and he's not willing to capture this thing. That's the time he can come back to the h8, and now you don't have anything again, you don't have time also from your pieces to mate or do something. Again you're coming back to this position. Now it's the repetition starts now. Okay, now king makes this move again, and now again you're coming to this one, so just to trap him, so that if he captures this you're going to mate him, but he's not falling for the trap, and again he comes back to this thing, and again you go there and he comes in, and this is now repeated for 3 times, and this considered as a draw match because the perpetual check worked here. So now this is called perpetual check and the match resulted in draw. See, first of all, you think like this, you are not in a good position to win this game, because I told you already this was the original position. However, because if you just delay something, I said the queen is going to come and overpower the game, so it's better to make the matches draw, and this is the solution for this puzzle. So let's move to the puzzle number 3 now. So now look at this board and understood that you're playing from black, and because you see H there written on your left side, and your opponent is on white with the only 1